7:12. And while she's making her way up, I want to note for the record that we have 19 letters from individuals, and all of those letters have been given in a packet. We have letters of opposition from the Nebraska State Board of Health, the Board of Medicine and Surgery, the Nebraska Hospital Association, and in a neutral capacity, the Nebraska Nurse Practitioners Association. Welcome, and thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Senators. My name is Gilligan Howell, and I'm the chairwoman of Nebraska Friends of Midwives.
And you want to spell
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. You have to. We're real cautious about that.
Rachel is Rachel. Gilligan is Gilligan, and Howell is Howell.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm the chairwoman of Nebraska Friends of Midwives. We are a statewide, consumer-based nonprofit working to educate the public about midwives and advocate for increased access to midwifery care. I'm going to skip the next paragraph. You can just read that for your enjoyment later. Last night I was looking over testimony from 2009 for the same bill, and I see many of the same individuals here who testified then, and I expect we will hear some of the same general testimony shared at that time. I am assuming none of those testifying will have changed his or her position on the matter. LB 712 is an important bill because it acknowledges the right of mothers and families to choose the location of the births of their children. In 1983, midwifery supporters were forced to sacrifice the home birth portion of the bill, which originally achieved legal status for certified nurse midwives. It was believed at the time that the home birth exclusion would be readily amended, but here we are almost 30 years later still seeking change. As a representative of Nebraska Friends of Midwives, I will provide a preface to the collection of testimony you are about to hear. I'll point to some of the indicators that it is time for Nebraska to legalize the option of certified nurse midwife-attended home birth. Nebraska Friends of Midwives is not alone in desiring the passage of this bill. You can find attached a list of supporting organizations and businesses, including the American College of Certified Nurse Midwives, the Nebraska Nurses Association, and the Nebraska League of Women's Voters. You will hear today about statistics and studies supporting the safety of home birth from highly reputable sources, demonstrating excellent outcomes of CNM-intended home birth, as well as from CNMs themselves. You will also hear from a small handful of Nebraskans who have chosen or would like to have the opportunity to choose home birth. Their reasons for preferring home to hospital are diverse and include dignity, privacy, benefits of health and safety, financial value, personal autonomy, and more. Each of you serve constituents who fervently desire access to this service, to which women in 48 states already have, including all of our surrounding states. And let me just add, because Senator Har brought it up, that it is in fact true that most of the world does have access to this. Most of Europe has access. Puerto Rico and Canada all have access to this. It's very unusual, the state that we're in. Many members and supporters of Nebraska Friends of Midwives have crossed Nebraska borders into Wyoming, Iowa, Kansas, and Oklahoma in order to give birth with a midwife who could attend them outside a hospital. You will hear from one of those families today. Only Nebraska and Alabama restrict CNMs from attending home birth, which is within the scope of their training and practice standards. I see my light, so I'm going to skip down. Let me just mention that 100 babies were born at home last year in our state, all of them without the assistance of a licensed care provider. Some Nebraskans are able to find direct entry or certified professional midwives to attend them, but others cannot and choose to birth at home unassisted. And it is my sense as the chair of this organization that that group is growing. The current law does not prevent home birth. It only prevents the attendance of the specific qualified care provider. One thing I did notice in my reading last night is that much of the discussion in 2009 focused around the safety and its potential. Can I finish this paragraph?
Sure.
In both the home and hospital settings. After a couple of years of involvement with Nebraska Friends of Midwives, I have come to realize that this polarizing debate really isn't the bottom line, which is good because it is hard for me to imagine any of the many studies that exist convincing most folks to change their minds in either direction about this emotionally charged topic, especially when almost all of us have a vested interest in continuing to believe what we already do. To allow CNMs to attend home birth, we really don't need to be convinced that home is the safest place to give birth. We just need to believe that those who choose home birth have the right to be attended by those qualified care providers.
Thank you so much. Questions from the senators? Thanks for taking time and providing the list.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Our next proponent